let's put up a picture of a banker. Well, of course he's not. My goodness, it's complicated. And The Independent has taken up the cause of George Soros, the billionaire investor who became the favourite target of conspiracy theories and anti-Semitic hatred. Some attacks contain overtones of anti-Semitism, while others target the billionaire who broke the Bank of England for being a globalist financier. So apparently, if you call him a globalist financier, this is some form of hate speech.
Yes.
So he's worth about 18 billion as a minimum. He broke the Bank of England. That sounds pretty dangerous to me. But if you call him a globalist financier, then this is hate speech. And in fact, it makes you anti-Semitic. It's really fascinating. Well, let's have a look at the article. It's written by David Finkelstein. This is the Times one I've got in front of me. Let's get this right. And so he starts off by saying, as I write this, in front of me sits the German Reich and Prussian State Gazette of August the 28th, 1939. It contains a list running to 2 pages of citizens living abroad who are being stripped. George Soros and the roots of anti-Semitism. So another one here. So he starts off with very emotive language. He goes on to the protocols. The Jew is a secret plotter, puppet master, subverter of nations, rootless cosmopolitan. He goes on to attack the right-wing populist governments in Hungary and Poland because they've selected George Soros as their public enemy. But on the left, of course, the same conspiracy thrives, just in a different guise. The international Jewish superstate is Israel, and the elders of Zion are the plotters. So remember, this is just because people pointed out that George Soros was giving a large amount of money to an organization trying to turn the tables on 17 million people in Britain who voted to leave the EU. If you dare to criticise this man, then the Times and the Independent are going to say that you're anti-Semitic. But towards the end of this immensely poor article, the journalist says this: the idea on the populist left and right that there is an international elite resting on global capital, hanging out in Davos, working often in secret to frustrate the interests of the people, is a profoundly unhealthy one.
Really?
And false. It allows, Davos isn't the hub of a new world order. It's a boring conference in a freezing location where people sit on panels and talk about corporate policy on climate change. And George Soros isn't a puppet master, and his plot isn't secret. He's just a rich guy paying for some leaflets about Brexit.
Wow.
I mean, Mike, I have to say that you cannot read this article without laughing, because it's so pathetic. We have Daniel Finkelstein getting his knickers in a very big twist because people have dared to point out that George Soros is paying vast amounts of money to overturn a democratic vote in UK. Nobody has said anything about him being Jewish. Nobody has accused him of being in some sort of Jewish state conspiracy. People have just pointed out what he's been doing. But here we've got a journalist. Is he thinking correctly anymore?
No, I don't think any of them are.
I don't think they are. No. Well, we're going to smile at that. So just remember, don't dare accuse George Soros of being a banker or anything like that, because the Times will be on your case.